Coming up, what Sarasota County is doing about a potential teacher shortage less than a week from the start of school. Plus, red tide heading north along the Suncoast. The latest numbers on fish kills and cleanups. And the father of a missing Iowa girl speaking out. What he's now saying is that nationwide search continues. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon, Sarasota County students may see a substitute teacher on the first day of school next week. The district continues to work to fill a number of teacher vacancies ahead of the new school year. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly gives us a closer look.
Sarasota County School District says although they have hired about 140 teachers so far this summer, they still have about 95 vacant spots. The district says they see vacancies like this every year, mostly due to people retiring. They say there aren't as many applicants as in years past because less students are going to college to become teachers. One reason that could be is because of the pay, which in Sarasota County, the starting salary for someone with a bachelor's degree is $44,300.
Unfortunately, our critical shortage areas, math and science, they're also finding jobs maybe higher paying in the private industry. So we're competing with everyone on tech jobs, math jobs, science jobs.
The district says about 40 teachers are going through a hiring process currently, so they'll start next week as substitute teachers, and then once they are approved, they'll become full-time teachers in those classrooms that they were substituting in. Reporting in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Jackie, thank you. New guidelines have been announced for free and reduced price meals for students. Next week, application forms will be sent to parents. And if you meet the federal income guidelines, you can apply for benefits at any time during the school year. Eligibility runs from July 1st of this year through June of next year. New at noon next week, parents will help pack school supplies, perhaps a bag lunch. But what about their child's emotional backpack? ABC 7's Ray Collins is here to explain. Ray?
Scott, the emotional backpack includes some other back-to-school necessities that parents need to give their kids. Local certified counselors Poppy and Jeff Spencer say the emotional backpack is filled with all the solutions to challenges students face, from unfair treatment, bullying, and social cliques to illegal substances. The Spencers say it's essential that moms and dads equip their kids with all the tools, both tangible and emotional.
It's important for parents to be able to look at the school year and have the right attitude and the right approach for the things they want to have in that backpack besides the books and pencils.
And so we suggest emotional things. That's why we created the emotional backpack, so that they could create problem-solving opportunities and give them positive mindsets and give them courage.
For the complete list of tips for parents to help kids pack that emotional backpack, find the article on our website, mysuncoast.com. Scott?
Ray, thank you so much. Now to the red tide outbreak. Dead fish are washing up for the first time during this outbreak in Manatee County. Crews were out yesterday cleaning up dead fish along Anna Maria Island beaches and bayfronts. Today, those beach areas from Coquina to Bean Point were mostly clear of dead fish this morning. Crews are cleaning up along the bay side of the island.
Definitely went from a couple fish to a massive amount of fish. It was overpowering. It almost got me back in the car.
In Sarasota County, 2 tons of dead fish were removed from South Lido Beach yesterday. Work offender crews are picking up dead fish from Ken Thompson Park today. No other cleanup work is scheduled for the rest of the county's beaches. Over the weekend, a Venice police officer removed a dead manatee from the water, which will now be tested by state biologists. Police are asking all boaters to be more cautious during the red tide, as manatees and other marine life may be closer to the surface trying to breathe. FWC says 80 manatees have already been killed this year by red tide, surpassing the total for all of 2017. Mote Marine Lab reports more than 130 sea turtles have been rescued or recovered this year alone in Sarasota and Manatee counties. That's about 3 dozen more than all of last year. Researchers could not put an exact number on how many of the deaths were from red tide, but they say most of the turtles found this year were already dead. 10 of the rescued animals remain at Mote's Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Hospital.
We don't know statewide if it's been this bad. It's hard to say that ourselves. But we can say it's a pretty significant bloom for us in terms of the number of sea turtles that have been coming in.
The nonprofit organization Save Our Seabirds in Sarasota will take in birds found dead or dazed from red tide. Fortunately, though, they have not encountered any yet during this red tide outbreak. And ABC 7 is covering this red tide bloom extensively. To see all of our coverage, you can go to mysuncoast.com, look for the red tide section for all of the stories we have done. Time now to get a check on our weather. Meteorologist Josh Stone in for John today. And I think one of the things that's been helping a little bit is we've had that strong east wind for several days now, which is sort of pushing it out there into the Gulf until we get the sea breeze in the afternoon.
Exactly, and then you can smell it, and I think we did a story last week where some people are complaining they can smell it 10 miles inland.
Right.
So that's a problem, and boy, that one gentleman talking in the story saying the smell is so overwhelming.
It is.
And it can really get you if you're out there. All right, 89 degrees right now is our current temperature. We have a few clouds developing, an easterly wind at 7 miles per hour. Let's embrace that because the sea breeze eventually will be kicking in, and then that's going to help to fire up a few showers and storms just like yesterday. Sea breeze probably won't track all that far inland because the dominant feature will be the easterly wind, so the sea breeze convergence will be close to the coast, and then those storms will track westward. As far as our highs today, topping out in the low 90s. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. New developments now in the search for missing Iowa College student Molly Tibbetts. Her father now saying he believes his daughter is alive and with someone she knows. ABC's Emily Rao has more on the search for Tibbetts, now nearing its third week.
20-year-old Molly Tibbetts hasn't been seen since July 18th. Despite a six-figure reward and hundreds of tips, the frantic search for the University of Iowa sophomore continues.
It's frustrating for us, and it's particularly frustrating for the family and friends of Molly.
And now Molly's father sharing a new theory about her disappearance.
Molly is with someone who she knows, and probably someone who cares about her, but that relationship was misguided, misinterpreted, and went wrong.
It's a scenario investigators say they have no evidence to back up, and Rob Tibbetts admits could be wrong.
I'm obviously pretty distraught about this whole thing. What I think may or may not add up to anything that's true.
Police believe Molly went for a jog around 7:30 p.m. wearing a pink sports top, shorts, and running shoes. When she didn't show up for work the next day, her coworkers got worried.
To kind of see her fall off the grid like this is it's just bizarre.
And now 20 days later, friends, family, and police still desperate to find her.
In a community like Brooklyn, everyone knows everyone and everybody sees everything. And so someone knows what's happened.
Police say the boyfriend Molly was living with for this summer is not a suspect. They are also working to get information from the Fitbit she was wearing on that jog. Emily Rao, ABC News, New York.
And to stay up to date on all breaking news, as well as your first alert weather forecast, we invite you to download our app. You can find it in your app store. Look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, what new research suggests parents can try to get their kids to eat more vegetables. And then later, a dramatic rescue, all caught on camera, how two police officers saved a man from inside a burning car.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Good Tuesday afternoon to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. He has the day off. Looking at our radar right now on this Tuesday afternoon, pretty quiet right now, but maybe a few showers here in western Manatee County, but things could flare up as we go through the mid to later afternoon hours with the heating of the day and the sea breeze convergence. And just like yesterday, we'll get those storms that fire up close to the coast and then they'll push offshore into the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, it's 89 degrees, dew point at 75 with a few clouds out there. And here's our weather story for this afternoon. Increasing clouds throughout the afternoon. Of course, the heat from the day is going to help develop these clouds, and then expect these late afternoon showers and storms. They could produce gusty winds and some lightning strikes, also localized heavy rainfall. And then looks like there's going to be change coming our way over the weekend. We still have flood warnings for the Peace River at Arcadia and Myakka River at Myakka River State Park. And these things can go on for days, but just to let you know, the park here is actually closed, at least for the next couple of weeks, because of the overflowing banks. Now we have dry air on top of the peninsula, shows up in tan on the water vapor imagery, and that's going to limit the widespread shower activity and thunderstorm activity for today, though some of these storms could be on the stronger side. Now, here's the setup. We have a few areas of high pressure systems to our north and east. So let's focus on these two here. And they're whipping around those winds around them clockwise, and they're coming in from the northeast and east. So these are the upper level steering winds. Now, when the sea breeze gets going in the afternoon, it's going to come in off the Gulf of Mexico, but it's fighting that wind coming in from the east. So the convergence is actually going to be closer to the west coast of Florida. And then, bam, that's when we're going to get those showers and storms developing this afternoon, and then they'll push off westward in the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see what happens here late this afternoon and early this evening, and then the general flow moves from east to west. Let's talk about something else. You know what? The National Hurricane Center just upgraded a little flare-up in the northern Atlantic to a subtropical storm. That's right. A new storm has developed. Well, it's subtropical. It's not really tropical. It has a cold core. It's moving over colder waters on North Atlantic, but this storm is called Debbie, has sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, but as you can see, it's moving to the east and northeast, and other than some shipping interest and maybe some whales out there, it's not going to affect anybody. The other storm, though, this is just of interest to us because it's not going to affect the Suncoast. This is a Category 4 storm called Hurricane Hector, and it is moving close to Hawaii. Probably won't miss Hawaii, but the strong part of these storms are in the front right quadrant of these storms, and Hawaii happens to be north of it, so that puts it right in the bad sector of where this storm could do damage. The surfers are probably loving this But unfortunately, this is going to cause maybe some torrential rainfall and some gusty winds for the state of Hawaii. All right, breaking down the forecast, today's high, we're going to top out in the low 90s, and then same situation for tomorrow. But remember, there's going to be a little change for the weekend because that area of high pressure that's bringing us the easterly wind now will slip southward, bring a return flow around it from the southwest and west into the weekend, and more showers and storms will develop, but those will probably be inland. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. And Health Smart, with the start of the new school year less than a week away, more and more kids will try to salvage as much outdoor time as they can. Andy Rose explains why pediatric dentists say that activity can lead to an increase in dental injuries.
Particularly in the summer months, we see an increase in trauma when children are outside playing sporting activities.
According to Dr. Jillian Wallen, a pediatric dentist and professor at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, dental injuries tend to spike for toddlers first learning to walk, and again for early teens playing sports.
There's a range of trauma from a concussion where your tooth is only bumped to a chipped tooth where maybe only the outer part of the tooth, the enamel, is broken. So the most severe dental trauma is when you actually will lose a tooth.
For the more severe cases, cosmetic veneers don't have to be the only choice. Dr. Wallen recommends using a tooth-preserving system like Save-A-Tooth, which can help maintain the tooth's vitality. And while this may be the ideal way to preserve your tooth,
But important to know, if you don't have that available, then cold milk is just as good.
Why cold milk?
What the cold milk and the Save-A-Tooth do is keep those cells alive until the tooth is able to be reimplanted.
And there's always one last option.
You can place the tooth in water, but it decreases the chance that the tooth reimplantation would be successful.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Andy Rose.
Getting young kids to eat more vegetables may have more to do with presentation. New research found that segmented plates with pictures of recommended foods led preschoolers to eat more vegetables. The study also found that on days when kids used those plates, they served themselves slightly more veggies and ate more of them than when using a usual white plate. Lunch trays have shown similar results in elementary school kids. Well, no veggies in the kitchen today. It is time for dessert. Ritz-Carlton Executive Pastry Chef Lindsay McDonald is back with us today in the kitchen. Lindsay, great to see you again. What delicious treat are you making for us today?
You know, you're giving me great ideas. I wish I'd brought vegetables to figure out how to get my kids to eat more of those. But instead today we are doing stuffed cookies. I have 4 kinds of cookies, way more toppings than you can ever stuff in a cookie, but we're going to try anyways. So, I'm excited.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Caught on camera, 2 police officers are being called heroes after pulling a man from a burning car. ABC's Steve Osunsami takes us inside the dramatic rescue, all captured on the officers' body cameras.
The city of Atlanta is sharing this police body camera video of a daring rescue from early Sunday morning. The young officers working the overnight shift are responding to a crashed car that's on fire with a passenger still trapped inside. 27-year-old Charles Tierney, who hasn't even officially graduated from the police academy, is the officer using the fire extinguisher and wearing the body camera recording it all. Working the other side of the car is Officer Brittany Williams. You can't see her yet, but the 25-year-old is in the back seat trying to pull the victim over the front seat into the back and out through a door.
The smoke was so much that I couldn't, and it was hot, I couldn't get my hand under the dashboard to pull him out. So once I saw his pants leg started to smoke, I was like, listen, your leg is about to catch on fire. Like, you need to pull it together and just give me whatever you have left.
The man she was trying to move was nearly twice her size and was badly injured in the crash, but she and the others got him out alive.
This was teamwork. It wasn't a single person's effort.
We literally like give each other a hug at the end of it because we were just so overwhelmed. Like when we finished, we just hugged each other.
It's definitely part of what we signed up for, I think. And the pride that we got of just helping another person and helping save his life is definitely an emotional experience that we'll never forget.
Steve Osunsami reporting there. The officer said that just a few minutes after they stepped away from that car, it burst into flames, the entire car. All right, let's get back over to the kitchen and check in on dessert with Josh and Chef Lindsay McDonald from the Ritz-Carlton.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure Scott is very jealous that he's not standing next to you with this wonderful feast in front of us. We're talking about cookies, right?
I know, and don't let him fool you. He'll be over here as soon as this cuts.
Yeah, to defend myself here.
So what we're going to do today is, I like to do something that's really approachable. So today we're doing stuffed cookies. When you make cookies at home, you just make a cookie, you scoop it out, you put it into the oven and call it a day, right?
There you go.
It's a cookie, it's fun. Well, these ones, I have 4 different flavors. I have oatmeal raisin, I have chocolate chip, peanut butter, and just sugar cookie dough. Obviously at home, you can do just one flavor of dough. And to do a stuffed cookie, it's really easy. You can use just a teaspoonful, or I like the ice cream scoop because it makes it perfect. And you know me, I'm all OCD.
Well, I think you summed it up perfectly right there. It's very easy to do, so that should perk a lot of people
up. It is really easy. So all I'm doing is I'm taking 2 cookies. I'm going for chocolate chip. That's the most popular. And you're welcome to get involved with your own cookie
I'm going right
flavor
for the
here.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Okay.
All you do is you flatten them out. I have a little bit of parchment paper here so it doesn't stick.
Okay.
Flatten them with the palm of your hand.
Yep.
And then I have lots of different flavors around here. I have marshmallow, Oreos. These are my favorite. It's a marshmallow cut in half with a little bit of graham cracker in it. So if you put that right in the center of the chocolate chip cookie dough, put your lid on, roll it up into a big old cookie dough ball. Now you have a s'mores cookie.
Oh my gosh.
And when you bake it, it is going to be filled with all sorts of fudgy amazingness
Look
in the
at
middle.
that.
This one that I grabbed.
It just comes out.
I know. This one I filled with Nutella. Same concept. I also filled the peanut butter one with fudge. If you want to see that fudge cookie
Oh my
filling.
gosh, and that just oozes out.
It
I'm
just
sure what
oozes
it tastes like in
out.
your mouth. It's just got to be incredible.
I know, but there are secrets to this. That looks
Okay.
really easy. You put them on your baking tray, freeze them.
You freeze them.
You freeze them. You freeze them solid, 3 or 4 hours. If you put this in the oven right now, it's going to melt
it's
all
gonna go
over.
all over the place.
You'll have, this is
Okay.
why I brought these beautiful guys. You have what I call the exploding cookie. and it melts into this beautiful puck of just goo in the oven. So freeze them solid and then bake them on 400, at least 400. What you want to do is sear the outside of that cookie dough and leave the inside all gooey, because if the heat gets to the middle, it's just going to bubble out all over the place.
How long do you leave them in the oven for?
10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
Once you start seeing brown, take them out. Everybody wants to eat the cookie right away too. If you eat this when it's hot, that's kind of, see that
probably gonna burn
chocolate?
your mouth.
It equates to molten lava.
Yeah.
I know, and
It's not a good thing.
everyone at home is going to do this. You're going to pull these out of the oven, you're going to try to eat it, and you're going to do the over-the-counter spitting the cookie out because it's so hot. So let them cool 10 to 20 minutes. Now all I see is a cookie puck over here.
All right. So I have my option to take the
You have your
marshmallow
option.
here.
You can do a marshmallow, caramels.
Oh, I'm going to do it with caramel.
You want to do the caramel?
All right.
That's
Put
an
this-
amazing one. You put it in there,
All
put
right.
your lid on, and then roll it into a ball.
Roll it in the ball, and then I'll have my cookie, stuffed cookie. Okay, we have to
your stuffed
wrap here,
cookie.
unfortunately, but if you want this recipe, which I'm sure you do, or you want others, go to our mysuncoast.com webpage and click on the dining tab. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Most of us take shelter when our summer storms rage, but not everyone. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll meet a group of guys who go out into the weather to capture its power and beauty on photo. Back to school week continues. We have help for families who are homeschooling. Plus, Venice Summer Stock previews the musical Into the Woods, and Hosted Gourmet Catering has back-to-school health in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Coming up, the trial continues for former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort, what a star witness is now accusing Manafort of knowing. Plus, wildfires still wreaking havoc across California, including one that is now in the history books. And the new safety measures Manatee County is taking to keep parents informed and kids safe at the bus stop.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. Former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort's one-time business partner, Rick Gates, is back on the stand for a second day after testifying the two committed crimes together. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington following the latest in the case.
The one-time Trump campaign aide turned special counsel star witness. Rick Gates took center stage in Robert Mueller's case against Paul Manafort, cutting a deal with prosecutors and testifying against his old boss. Today, the defense is expected to challenge Gates' credibility after he admitted in court that he spent years committing crimes with Manafort, including not reporting more than a dozen offshore accounts. The prosecutors asking, "Did you commit any crimes with Mr. Manafort?" "Yes," Gates answered. Question, "How much did you fail to report?" Over the years, several $million. Prosecutors allege Manafort falsified tax returns and failed to report tens of millions of dollars he earned while working for a Ukrainian political party with deep ties to Russia. Gates also admitting to embezzling several $100,000 from Manafort. In February, Gates pled guilty to conspiracy and lying to federal authorities. He hasn't been sentenced yet, but flipped, turning on his former business partner who's pled not guilty. One of Manafort's lawyers telling the court last week that Gates is, quote, willing to say anything to save himself.
Collusion with Russia and Russian election interference aren't issues in this case. But remember, Gates served as deputy campaign manager to the Trump campaign. That makes him so far the highest-ranking campaign aide to cooperate with the special counsel. So Robert Mueller will definitely be interested in what he has to say about those topics. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
The Pentagon has warned some members of the military about how to use fitness trackers, smartphones, and potentially even dating apps that use geolocating features. The Pentagon was reviewing its policies after it was revealed a fitness tracking app may have inadvertently revealed the locations of security forces around the world. While the devices themselves will not be banned, service members will be responsible for ensuring their geolocation features are disabled. This new policy says the ban applies to all personnel in operational areas, which includes troops deployed overseas. Happening today, honoring the brave men and women who have served and were either wounded in battle or paid the ultimate sacrifice. This is Purple Heart Day. The Purple Heart was created way back in 1782 by then General George Washington and was basically a footnote until General Douglas MacArthur in the U.S. War Department developed the Order of the Purple Heart. Today, the medal features the bust of Washington and his coat of arms. So a big thank you to all of our Suncoast Purple Heart recipients and veterans. An update now out of California, where the Mendocino Complex fire is now considered the largest ever recorded in the state's history. That fire in Northern California, north of San Francisco, has nearly doubled in size since last Friday, now destroying 75 homes and threatening 11,000 other structures and burning more than 283,000 acres so far. The fire is only about 30% contained, and for now, there appears to be no end to the wildfires burning across the state. The Holy Fire has already burned more than 4,000 acres in Orange County. That's in addition to more than 1,000 other buildings threatened by the Carr Fire, which has caused a massive amount of damage in and around Redding, California. Happening across the state, a Titusville man is being called a hero for taking out his gun and shooting at a man who was accused of opening fire at a back-to-school event. You can see children scattering when the gunfire began. They were at a backpack giveaway event when the gunman opened fire. Authorities are still not releasing the identity of the gunman, but they're saying he got into a fight earlier in the day and then returned to the park with a gun. There were about 150 people at the event when the shooting started. Thankfully, no bystanders were hurt. 250,000 Floridians have already voted in this month's primary election. That's still 3 weeks away. The State Division of Elections shows more than 120,000 Republicans across the state have turned in their vote-by-mail ballots. Nearly 100,000 Democrats and 40,000 unaffiliated Floridians have also voted. Early voting begins next Monday in several Florida counties and by next weekend across the state.
Have to be received by our office by election night, August 28th. That's 7 p.m., August 28th. If you do have a vote-by-mail ballot and you want to drop it off at one of our early voting sites, that's a possibility. You can certainly do that. You cannot bring them to the polling place, though, and drop them off.
As of now, the highest number of vote-by-mail ballots have been turned in by voters in Hillsborough, Pinellas, and in Lee counties. Overnight, SpaceX launching a new communications satellite from Cape Canaveral. Take a look.
2, 1, 0. Ignition.
The Falcon 9 rocket successfully launched around 1 o'clock this morning, deploying the satellite just over an hour later. The company reused the powerful Block 5 booster for this job. The final booster upgrade SpaceX is now developing is supposed to be able to go to space and back up to 100 times. SpaceX sort of reinventing the space industry, and glad they had good weather for that launch.
Seems like
early
it.
this morning.
Yeah. You know, high pressure's in control. We have dry air above us, and that's giving us the clear skies. Just the heating of the day and the afternoon, and the sea breeze convergence develops those clouds and those showers and storms. Right now, no shower activity on the radar, and temperatures are warm, no doubt about that. Upper 80s, low 90s. It's 90 in Bradenton right now. And the radar, for the most part, is quiet. A few showers over the Everglades. But things will change this afternoon with the heating of the day and, of course, the sea breeze coming in off the west coast. That means that these storms will track, well, they'll fire up close to the coastline, and then they'll be pushed by the easterly winds offshore. And then we'll get to do it again tomorrow. All right.
All right, Josh, thank you. Once school starts next week, close to 16,000 students will be riding the bus every day in Manatee County. That's almost 3 million miles a year for those school buses alone. ABC 7's Marla Spence takes a closer look at Manatee County's buses and bus drivers and if they're ready for the new school year.
All week long, bus drivers with the Manatee County School District have been taking their buses out for a ride, preparing for the new school year by getting acquainted with the roads and, for some drivers, new routes. But drivers are not the only ones getting ready. So are the district's school bus technicians, which are required to make sure the entire fleet of over 200 buses are in tip-top shape. Only 160 of those buses will be used on roads, which will also include 16 brand new buses.
Well, last year we were fortunate enough to order 16 new buses. We received those over the summer, and we are now getting ready to launch those into service. The 16 that we got that were new, we'll take 16 out of the fleet that were old and maybe needed more money in repairs.
A new technology has been implemented on all school buses to make it easier for drivers when picking up students. It's a tablet, or what the district is calling a mobile data terminal.
That allows the driver to check off students when they pull up to a stop. It has a list of their students to help them better get associated with their students. It also allows us to, anytime that if there was an unfortunate accident, we would know who's on that bus at any given time.
There's also a new technology for parents this year. An app called Where's the Bus? It allows parents to track the bus their child is on in real time. Along with this new technology, Jason Harris with the Transportation Department says parents should get familiar with their child's bus stop before school starts, and he says parents should also build a relationship with their child's bus driver just in case. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Manatee County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. The county says the Where's the Bus app for parents will be live on the school district website starting on the first day of school. There's also a slight school bus driver shortage in Manatee County. District officials say they're still looking to hire at least 20 new drivers. Salaries jumped from $12.58 an hour to almost $14 an hour after Manatee County taxpayers approved the school tax referendum earlier this year. That allowed money to go towards better salaries for teachers and bus drivers within the county. New developments on the investigation into one of the top administrators with the Manatee County School District. The Deputy Superintendent of Business Services and Operations, Ron Serrana, has been placed on administrative leave. In a statement to ABC 7, School Board Chair Scott Hope says the district has concerns regarding payments in the new Enterprise Resource Planning software and implementation process. Some of the payments may not have gone through the proper authorization. Serrana is responsible for that program and more than a dozen other departments in the district. Happening tonight, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and the Boys and Girls Club will host its National Night Out celebration. The annual Crime Prevention Night will run from 6 to 9 at the Sheriff's Office in Bradenton. It is free and open to the public. Happening now, Sarasota police are in the final days of collecting supplies for kids in need before school starts. They call it Pack the Patrol Car. And you can stop by the police station near Payne Park in Sarasota and drop off any donations in one of their police cruisers. The event will continue until Friday, so stop by the police department if you can. Drop off those donations between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Last year, the department collected more than 2,000 school supplies. For a full list of what they're still looking for, just go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and look for this story. Flooding has shut down a Sarasota County park. Myakka River Park in Venice is closed until further notice due to flooding. Just 2 months ago, flooding associated with subtropical storm Alberto shut down areas of the park. The floodwaters now cover most of the walkways where people would usually walk, run, or bike.
Seeing them close the gate like that. So it must have been, the flooding must be very bad.
We're always disappointed to come up here and find it flooded, which doesn't happen all that often, but we need the rain and we love living in nature, so we're patient with it. And we always know that we can go 4 miles that way and hit the Legacy Trail.
Sarasota County says the park will remain closed until it's safe again, and that could take a few weeks. We'll have more on that closure online at mysuncoast.com. Happening tonight, the Florida Solar Co-op is offering its final information session to Sarasota County residents. The session will take place at Gulfgate Library starting at 6 tonight. The co-op allows homeowners to buy solar power systems at a lower price because they're buying at a bulk rate. The previous 2 sessions were filled to capacity, so get there early to find a seat. And looking ahead to the weekend, admission to War Mineral Springs Park in Northport will be free this Saturday for Sarasota County residents. The park is open from 9 to 5, and all you have to do is bring proof of residency. Caught on camera, a dog doubles as a dolphin spotter in Sarasota Bay. Check this out. One of our viewers, Captain Kathy, sent us this video from her boat ride this past weekend on Sarasota Bay Tours. Kathy added that when the dog saw the dolphin trailing the boat, couldn't keep his eyes off it. And they went along the water there. Thanks again to Captain Kathy for sending in this adorable video. Still to come on your Suncoast News, why a controversial proposal aimed to ban dog racing across Florida could be getting scrapped from the November ballot.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Welcome back. Meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. Well, temperatures right now are in the upper 80s and some areas the low 90s right now, but it feels like the upper 90s in most locations around the Sun Coast because of that heat index or feel like temperature. Radar is quiet now, but this will change in a matter of time. By late this afternoon and early this evening, we'll have the sea breeze convergence that will create some of these storms, and then they'll track towards the coastline. 89, as we showed you, with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but increasing clouds will take place as we go through this afternoon. These afternoon storms will get going, and then there's going to be a change over the weekend with a wind shift. Area of high pressure is bringing in some dry air above us. That's going to limit the widespread shower activity in our forecast for today, but the easterly wind will help push these storms close to the coast. Just like yesterday, you can see this on our futurecast where these storms start to fire up in the late afternoon hours and then they push from east to west thanks to the easterly wind. But that area of high pressure will slip southward, bringing a return flow around it from the southwest and west as we get into the weekend. And just like 2 weeks ago, we had a few showers during the morning hours, and then in the afternoon, those storms refired, but they were inland and then they pushed eastward. And that's what's going to happen over the weekend. Tropical outlook, well, the National Hurricane Center has upgraded this little flare up here into a subtropical storm. It's called Debbie, has sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, but don't worry, it's not coming anywhere near the Sun Coast. It's moving to the north and the northeast here in the northern Atlantic over cooler waters, and it will slowly start to dissipate. And other than shipping interest, we don't have to worry about that. 93 will be our high today. Yesterday we topped out at 94, and our average is 90, so we'll be above that again today. And as we talked about, the showers and storms, we'll repeat the same forecast tomorrow, and then as we get into Thursday and Friday, that transition of that area of high pressure as it slips southward will bring those winds around it and come in from the southwest. And over the weekend, there's those showers and storms. Mainly the heavier storms will be inland and then push eastward over the weekend. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. In consumer news, the country's only maker of paper straws has just been bought out by a much larger company. The Hoffmaster Group has purchased Indiana-based Aardvark straws. It's considered a very good investment for the group, too, as demand last year for Aardvark's paper straws grew by 5,000%. Many companies and restaurant chains are banning plastic straws because of the threat to the environment. The Florida Supreme Court will decide whether or not to allow a proposed amendment on the November ballot that would ban commercial greyhound racing across the state. That measure would go into effect by the end of 2020. Leon County Circuit Judge Karen Gievers knocked the dog racing ban off the ballot last week, saying it would be misleading to voters. Well, now the court will have the final say as supporters make a final push to keep that proposal on the ballot. Southwest Airlines is now offering daily nonstop service between Tampa and Los Angeles. Delta Airlines already offers the service to LAX, and Spirit Airlines started back in April. Southwest, though, is the most popular airline at Tampa International. It makes up more than 30% of the airport's annual passengers. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why a Texas college student decided to get up and close and personal with a gator for her graduation photos. We'll explain coming up.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
utility bills, mortgages, car payments. Those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Welcome back. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4, how one woman's goal to pay it forward led her to meeting country star Keith Urban. And then remember the Brady Bunch house that just sold this week? And there was a mystery buyer. Well, it is HGTV that bought it. We'll tell you what they plan to do with the old Brady Bunch house. That's coming up today at 4. In entertainment news, a big screen tough guy talks tough off screen. A superstar signs to play a stripper and a chance for 8th graders to see 8th grade. David Daniel has it all in the Hollywood Minute.
The beast hides too thick to be pierced from the outside. I must cut through it from the inside.
Drax is a fighter in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and now the actor who plays him is fighting for the franchise's writer-director. Marvel fired James Gunn after conservative activists found old offensive tweets of Gunn's. Now Dave Bautista tells the website Shortlist if Marvel doesn't use Gunn's already completed script for Guardians 3, he'll ask Marvel to release him from his contract. Bautista calls Gunn one of the kindest, most decent people I've met. Jennifer Lopez is headed back to the big screen. She's signed to star in Hustlers, based on a magazine article about former New York strip club workers who plotted to steal tens of thousands of dollars from their rich clients. Lopez will play a former stripper and the leader of the group.
I don't talk a lot at school, but if people talk to me and stuff, they'd find out that I'm like really funny and cool and talkative.
The critically acclaimed movie 8th Grade is rated R for language and some sexual material, so actual 8th graders and most other teenagers can't see it without an adult, except this week. Wednesday, the film's distributor, A24, is holding free screenings across the U.S. with no rating enforced. Tickets are first come, first served. Information at thisis.8thgrade.movie. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Singer Demi Lovato is out of the hospital after being admitted nearly 2 weeks ago following a drug overdose. Sources close to Lovato say she will get continued care at an inpatient rehab facility. Last month, Lovato revealed she relapsed after 6 years of sobriety. Beyoncé once again setting precedent for women everywhere. She was reportedly given complete creative control of her new Vogue photo shoot, and one of her first decisions was to hire 23-year-old Tyler Mitchell to take the iconic cover shot. That will make Beyonce's September Vogue cover the first to ever be shot by an African-American photographer. The article will cover a variety of topics, including pregnancy, body acceptance, and her legacy. President Trump may lose his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the West Hollywood City Council voting to ask the Chamber of Commerce to remove it. That city council, though, has no power over the decision. They can only recommend. Trump received his star back in 2007 for his work producing the Miss America pageant. Before he became star of the show The Apprentice, over the years, vandals have damaged the sidewalk star, the latest happening last month by this man, Austin Clay.
It's certain that other people will vandalize the star. I think that violence will continue around the star, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so important to get it removed.
Supporters of the star say it should be repaired and remain on the sidewalk. Clay was charged with a felony for damaging the star, and he could face up to 3 years behind bars. NBA star LeBron James will produce a miniseries for Showtime called Shut Up and Dribble. The 3-part series will focus on the changing role of athletes in the current political environment. It will trace the modern history of the league and its players, starting with the 1976 merger of the ABA and NBA. The series title, Shut Up and Dribble, comes from a comment that Fox News host Laura Ingraham made about James earlier this year after hearing him talk about politics. The series will debut in October. Finally, check out these college graduation photos you have to see to believe. Meet Mackenzie Noland and her best friend, Big Tex, a 1,000-pound, nearly 14-foot-long alligator. The two formed a bond during Noland's summer internship at Gator Country Rescue, but with her time at Texas A&M coming to an end, she says it seemed only natural that she take her graduation photos with Tex. The photos now have more than 4,000 likes, and with graduation just a week away, the aspiring zookeeper has found her own unique way to say, "See you later, alligator."
She only was a true gator, right?
I know, that would be even better. But that's a big alligator, and
wow,
she's
huge,
pretty brave to do
1,000
that.
pounds, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's probably really well fed.
Oh, yes.
Which is why it doesn't look at her funny. You know?
Right, that's true. That is true.
So we might see some showers this afternoon then,
Just
huh?
like yesterday, late in the afternoon, early evening hours, right along the coast.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again at 4 o'clock.